So I found where the Battling Brook was right below me. It's actually right there. So that's really cool right now. And yeah, I'm gonna go further down and see what else we got. I bet you there's a lot of fossils around here because it's untouched. But I'm going to escape because there is a bee. I don't want to mess with him. So I'm going to go further down this way. And the cool thing about this, though, interesting. You can see the remnants of old fencing. It wasn't here, so that's why you gotta watch your footing. Only trained professionals do this. I'm not a professional, but I've been trained years and years in automatic. So you go closer to the fencing. This is the other cool one I wanted to show you guys. And then you get things like this, and you gotta really be careful. So I'm gonna have to get off in a minute. But this is kind of like what I was thinking before. But this is the oak that is completely almost fell over and went right up. So, and there's some pine that were here, deciduous pine, right alongside oak and maple and all sorts of fun things. But this is where I was looking at before. And like the cliff face is really like it's literally like look at that. It's cliff face like whoosh. I don't want to get too close, but and what's also interesting is if you can see it. I don't think you can, but this right here off over there, I don't know if you can see it a little bit more, right there, that's sand. It's dirt that well, it's not 100% sand, but it's pretty much close enough. It's kind of like clay sand, and that's where you gotta watch a couple of this other stuff. But let me just a little bit further. Actually, we're gonna go this way because it's safer. Always find the safe route, which is the closest to the strongest element that you can grab onto, which would be the fence. right now. So anyways. Yeah, there's no spot to look at anything out here until it gets more dense and dense as you go, so I'm gonna get going, because I thought the more you could figure it out over here, the better it would be, but now that is a tall, tall perch. But then again, the incline, it starts inclining over here and it drops a little bit over that way. So it inclines this way, drops going that way. That's where it came from. Wow, you can see the bottom of that tree. Got roots. But yeah, so. What I'm following is actually a deer path. And deer paths tend to be a little bit interesting, considering they flow. See how, unless you're trained at backpacking through wilderness, you're not gonna know. See, now I always wait and I gauge ahead of me, because there are parts where you can't get any further. So I'm just kind of perusing here. There's a lot of weird things going on too. Yeah, this is all like pine. Now it's turning from oak and stuff into pine. I have no idea what that is. It's a tree. Holy shit. That's a drop off if I ever saw one. But see, this is at least a little bit more gradual. But oh, that's a sharp edge right there. See that? And this over here. Basically, that's all the down. I mean, that's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. Like the constant. Like I could just sit right here and just enjoy myself in the middle of this woods and this deciduous thing. This nice mossy ground for a little bit. Just talk to you. Where is it? Oh, I see. This used to be a fence. Actually, you can see it. The moss has gone over it. Except for this stuff. It's actually all went through this. So apparently, what they had to do years ago was they had a fence up a long time ago, and it got either toppled by oh, gotta love the fact that outside of this nice nature thing, there's humans. But anyways, there must have been a fence up originally, and I guess it just didn't last or something, and so now there's this new one behind me, but which I think is dumb, because it just all of a sudden stops, which is how I was able to get around here. But then the other one goes in the actual woods and throughout the woods, and oh, there's a red tail, or not a red tail, it's a deer right there. It's a deer right there. That's cool. That's a baby, I think. Maybe not. You gotta watch deer because they carry ticks, so you gotta watch what you're doing. This is why you're always be aware of your surroundings. Be hyper vigilant, hyper alert. This is why it works for my personality type. but you can also see there's also foxes. We also have foxes. I don't know where it went. Probably went further the other way. But they would know how to go further into the woods to eventually get to a descent that's less steep. Descent is the word I was looking for. But this is what I need. I need to be able to come here and to be able to sit down and to relax beyond all the craziness. You don't hear the water as much here because the water's pretty much not moving as much, and down there you do. And you got a bigger view of further over, so if you want to be kind of like, oh, this one you probably would be able to see a little bit further that way. But this is like what I want. Like if I was to ever live anywhere, I would definitely want to be living in a place that I could go to a place that had a nice thing like this, but then, you know, not be dangerous. I mean, this is a nice incline to be able to see and get the whole, you know, back up just slightly. So I'm not sitting on the thing. Because eventually I'm gonna have to go back down that way and go around. Sorry. I knew I was on the right track too for finding this because the blue jay feather. And I haven't seen that, and those are the coincidences I know that I can follow. So yeah. I mean, it'd be nice to figure out if there was an end to the fence on this side. Because actually coming this way, I didn't see a fence at all. So maybe if I followed the property line all the way down. But then again, it might get into the severe woods because there's a decent amount. That's a hummingbird. Where are you? I know exactly what that was. That's a hummingbird. Interesting. Hummingbird's another one of my symbols of spirituality and being on the right track. Okay then. Yeah, it was right after I said follow that down. I mean, because it does get more woodsy further out. But I don't know if I'm going to be freaking getting lost in the woods without a freaking eyesight to the line. I'd have to gauge it. But anyways, I'm going to get off. And I will get back to you guys later. Alright, this is cool. This is a nice find. I mean, I saw another guy out here. That's why I got really quiet, because it sounded like it was the main guy that was living there or something. He might have been like, but I'm like, nobody cares around here. It's all personal property. Personal, you know, there's a fence in place. You're like, okay, nobody should be over there beyond the fence. And if they are, it's their own risk, which I own, and I understand. But then again, I'm not an amateur, so I've done this all my life. Especially now with having the gluten-free, my muscles are better than it was before, and this kind of energy just makes it so I'm way more good. Centers me, and it reconnects me to things. So I'm gonna go that way for a little bit. If not, maybe a couple inches. If I can't find or see a way through, then I won't. And I will talk to you later. All right. Bye.